Hello and welcome to the book review of In the Shadow of the Mountain. This is written by Sylvia Vasquez Labado. I read this book as part of book club. Let me check when I actually read this. It was in the show. It was read in April. And so the book club that I read this a part of, we are professionals who are from South Africa living in London. So that's how I became a member of this book club. And it was a well thought selection because we are accountants, and this book is written by an accountant or someone who had studied accounting, and she's also someone who had the immigrant experience. She grew up in South America, and I can't remember which country, please forgive me. There've been a few books that I've read this year and a few new people that I've met, and I do feel like I might conflict some of the stories from in-person encounters and books that I've read. The book that I've read in April, we're now in August, so these are all getting a little bit hazy. I would like to guess, I believe it was Peru, but I could be mistaken. And so she grew up in South America. She moved to the United States to study and work, and she's also lived in different parts of the world. But this story, what motivated her to write this book was, I think, in the Shadow of the Mountain, the story of why she climbed Mount Everest, and how, and this was, I think, a very moving story. Her life has not been easy. It's not been straightforward. She's had to work to where she's gotten, and there are elements of privilege. I think we all can attest to that. We've all had, to a certain degree, some kind of privilege, but there's also a lot of hardship that she had to overcome. And what I quite enjoyed, and not everybody does, when it comes to biographies, a lot of people prefer it in chronological order, but she wrote it in a way that I thought was very creative and helpful. A little frustrating because you're trying to follow one thread, and so that's why I understand why people would say that they prefer it in chronological order. But what she does is she should be on the mountain and she'll be facing a challenge, and then she will go back in time, and this could go back as far as age 6 or 16 or 27 old, and it could then explain what brought her to this point and what lesson did she learn that helped her overcome this element. And I thought that was really lovely. I do enjoy books that do jump around a bit, as well as books that are moving in chronological order, so either choice would have worked for me. It was a heavy book, though. There were a lot of challenges that she'd faced. I'm gonna have to move into the light. Ooh. There were a lot of challenges that she faced, and it might be some trigger warnings that you would need to look up before you decide reading this book. But yeah, it was a great book.